This is Warden, Melody of the Undergrowth. This is another game that I got in the itch.io Racial Justice and Equality bundle. So you too probably own this. If you've bought that bundle, you've got it. Everything I know about this game, I learned from watching Author Blues. So time will start as soon as I hit new story, and then I've got a little cutscene intro thing that I can't skip, and it might be loud. The game doesn't do its audio very good. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Just to get it out there up front, this game doesn't really like to be speedrun. It actively dislikes it and tries to mess you up at every turn, especially the hitboxes and how your character interacts with terrain. Loves to just mess that stuff right up. And you'll see that as I try to do some sequence breaking and skips and stuff later. But it also lets us do some weird stuff sometimes, just as soon as we stop talking to my dad. He wants me to hit him, but I don't want to hit him. I want to run up a sword onto a rock and behind some plants, like boys do. It's very finicky. I've usually gotten it by now, but you just gotta kind of like get right on the lip of this rock. There we go. You skip past those plants, then you run over here, and you skip past these plants, and you run over here. You ignore this cutscene where he says we're doing a good job. Parents are so supportive in the games that I play. We put a rock in a corner, and then we just kind of run up here and hit a cutscene. And now we're on the bridge instead, and now we're in the water again. And then he tells us to get across the bridge, but the bridge isn't there. And then we wake up on the shore, and who's that in the distance? That's right, it's a big dog. Bye, dog. Oh, yep. Goodbye, dog. We'll see him again, don't worry. He's just having a snooze. We didn't want to wake him. And if you count that as petting a dog, then you can pet the dog. Oh, no. I forgot. You have to get... you're actually supposed to run through a bunch of these. You need 10 motes to open the door, and I just forgot to do it. It's fine. We only have to collect motes one other time in the game because we just skip all the other ones. So we're gonna pick up a torch here. We're in a fire temple. There's a torch, of course. And then we're just in the dungeon under it, and there's going to be a bunch of Mauritian stuff. We are Mauritian, which is fantasy Roman, I guess. So I don't really know why our stuff was under the fire temple. It's not important. That's not really explained if you play the game normally. Why this is here. Right now we're just gonna fight this guy because he wants to... He's been counting bricks the whole time instead of fighting, so he actually wants us to do this. He asked politely. And this guy can't stop spinning, so we just stand behind him, do the same thing. And this guy... He's also spinning. Oh, come on. Rude. It's fine. They all liked the thing that I did to them. There's some plants here that have weapons. That's not important. There's a plant here that can sometimes mess us up. The plant can shoot that barrel that we're supposed to jump off of to skip the puzzle that's there. And then you have to do the puzzle. It's not very hard, but it's slower. Pick up a big axe, fight a big mud man. Ouch. The mudmen are very mean about fighting. They hurt you a lot, and their attacks are just so frequent. But it's I'm going to pick up the health upgrade. It's not the fastest because you have to stop and look at yourself for a second, but it's better to have health than not to have health. We're going to jump up here. We're going to pick up a better axe. We're going to not immediately die to these two. And then we're going to go back up there, because there, we got 1,000 motes. That's the last time we need to pick up motes in the whole game. Open a mote door. And then he's like, oh, you helped me. Follow me to the village. We're not going to follow him to the village. We'll get to the village later. So this is the first part where the terrain really starts to mess with you, because you can get on top of that little lip on the door, but all of the terrain will kind of just, if you don't land on it right, it decides that you need to go somewhere else, and it will shove you with increasing force off of it. So this takes... Ideally, you just get it first try, but I never get it first try. But it's fine, because I don't have a backup for it. It takes forever to go the normal way. Oh, there we go. Oh, and I beefed it. That's fine. We'll just have to do it again. It's fine. This is just one of the hardest ones, and they put it right at the front. Right at the beginning. Maybe? Oh. Alright. Nope. I don't know why that second... The second jump there off the top of the door usually doesn't bother me. It usually just lets me do the thing I need to do. This is absolutely a danger, and this is why I don't have the world record. Author believes has the world record. Or do I have the world record? I don't have the world record. I'm not even on the leaderboard. Or am I? There we go. That's all that I had to do. Just get the jump right. That jump looks scarier, but you just jump after you fall off the edge and it's fine. And you just do some... Like, all the rest of this looks way harder than the thing I just did, but that's the hardest part. This one actually is hard. But nope, and I beefed that too. Alright, time to go to the village. I do have a backup for that one, because I have to. You're not supposed to fall there. This is the village where he wanted us to come and see him, but we skipped the part where we go there. But it's fine, because you actually do have to do this run later in the run. So this is like extremely familiar territory for me. And we're back here. And I fell down. Oh, now I have to do this one again. That's a bad spot to fall down. I haven't fallen on that jump since I learned how to run. I actually started running. When I first played this game through casually. I didn't know you could run, because the menus in this game are bad, and I never bothered to look at the controls. But it's L3 to run. And so I beat the whole game without ever running. I only walked. I did it very slow gaming. And it actually makes some of the boss fights much harder because they expect you to be able to run away from things. And so when you're moving at walking speed, they just hit you all the time. Alright. Let's go again. Nope. It's fine. Now we're back in the village. I knew this one was going to give me trouble. I haven't practiced it enough recently. But at least this isn't the one where if I do it badly, I soft lock. That one's at the end of the game. Right before you get to like the last level. There's a skip that I do that if I do it badly, can just soft lock me and send me back like 15 minutes. Man, I am not getting this. I figured out how to do this jump. I started doing it every time. Now I'm just danging. This isn't a speed run, this is a dang run. So I'll talk a little bit about what we know about what's going on right now. So we were with our dad. We're pseudo-Romans, and we are like relatively new to the area that we're living in. And so we're like colonizers and whatnot. Yeah, got it. All right. One more spooky jump. Good. All right, now we're gonna go see the Mauritian stronghold. So like nature is mad. Like, there's like mudmen here, and these I can't remember what their names are. The guys with the masks. They sometimes get mad at us. They don't always like us. We were supposed to meet a nature spirit, Nyatha, but we skipped that part. We'll meet her later. We only talked to her once, I think, because we just skip everywhere else that we would meet her. Yeah, we skip that. The dog's back. Say hello to the dog. The dog's gonna help us because his hitbox is really, really tall. He's blocking the door, so normally you have to stop and sleep at a campfire in order to get him to move. But he's just so big that we jump off of him and we're in. Easy. The dog's helping. So now we're in the water wing, which doesn't make any sense because we haven't been in the rest of it, but it's fine, I promise. Take my torch out. We gotta light this campfire, but we're not gonna sleep at it. We just need that for later. And we're just gonna go straight up a wall because it's normal. We're on a bridge. Look at that. I'm gonna get that out of the way. We'll be back here later. Skip that cutscene. Now there's water moving or something, or the game thinks that there's water or lava. I can't remember which one it thinks is going. There's two wings. There's a water wing and a lava wing. And we're supposed to turn both of them on. Because when you first enter this room that I'm in now, I'm glad I didn't die there. I'll light this campfire. When you walk into this room the first time, they're supposed to turn all of that off because they don't want you to get to the place that we're going to go. But we didn't enter the room the right way, so they didn't turn it off, and also none of the guys in there are mad at us. So we turned on the water, and now we just have to go... we don't even turn on the lava. We just talk to the chef, and he says, "Oh, very good. There's water here, but now we need to heat things up. But you need to go into the basement and get a slingshot." So we go into the basement to get a slingshot. You're supposed to get the plant to hit that, but you're small, so you can just run in there and hit it yourself. We talk to this guy, the larder master. He knows all about lard and slingshots. So any of these things... It's not really a slingshot. This isn't how slingshots work. I don't know if you know how slingshots work, but you don't usually find posts standing in places and throw rocks into them and make them go real fast. But that's charades. So now we just leave. We don't have to worry about him anymore. The chef's happy. These tops like to run at you, but they usually don't bother you if you just go quick. So now we're gonna warp back. Yeah, it's like this guy would normally be mad at us, but he's not because reasons. We didn't activate him. So now we're in the spirit realm or something. And you'll be thinking like, why are we in the spirit realm? We didn't die. That's what Tavian thinks. Tavian thinks he's not dead. Forgot to sleep. But he is. And he's been made a warden of Nyatha, the spirit guardian, who coincidentally controls the mudmen and whatnot, kind of. It's a long story. Basically, she's not happy with the Mauritians, and our dad used 3 big crystals to trap Nyatha. Oh, here's the next part that can really get me. I have to jump over there. And I usually miss, and so I just aim for the water because that's the fastest reset. If I hit the ground, I won't die because I have too much health. It only does 2 bars of health. But if I fall in the water, I don't take any damage, and I just respawn up at the top. This can take easily as long, if not longer, than the jump off the doorway. Because you can only just barely make the lip there. And then you jump over the railing. Usually that guy gets mad at me before I do it, but it's fine because he'll never hit me. He's just not very good at play gaming. Almost. So yeah, Nyatha's been chained up using 3 crystals. And they're all here in the... Oh, I just didn't jump on that one. They're all here in the physical world. We usually go and see Nyatha on some weird spirit cliff when we sleep together. Ooh. Oh, no! Game danged me there. I got that one. You all saw it. Told you this game actively does not like to be speedrun. which isn't even that much of a goof. The developers actually don't like the speedrun, and they've explicitly patched out speedrun only glitches before. No, this one. Here's one of those crystals I mentioned. And we hit it, and then we fall through the ground, and then it's just here. There's a big loud. And this part also doesn't behave with the volume that you set it at. It's just so loud. So here's the first boss. This is all bosses, by the way. You hit him in his eyes, and he opens his mouth, and then you punch him right in his uvula crystal. And you spit it back out, and you do it again. He likes to spin his big axe around and do that. Very rarely will do that just directly on you. That's a rarity. But it's fine, because it didn't kill us, so. That's the first boss done. He's got something in his throat. It sounds real bad. Hopefully we cleared that up for him. Then we just run over here to this unexplained set of lights, and we warp back to the village. This is the shaman. We didn't see him before because we didn't open the door. I forget what you're supposed to do to open the door. It's probably get a bunch of motes. We don't have time for that. You just sequence break and beat a boss, and you warp here to talk to the shaman. Oh, it's Nyona, not Nyatha. I'm thinking of something else. Anyway, ignore the green man in the corner. He's not important. So yeah, we're back in the village, and we're going to do that thing I said we were going to come back and do from here. Because now it's time to go to magical Central America-inspired desert. It's a big mashup of stuff, and it's dark in there. Fortunately, that's the only jump that we really have to do to get there. We don't have to go that way, we just come this way. We just land on the loading trigger and we don't take damage. Yeah, we're just on our way to the next boss. And we're also going to meet another character. And we'll get some more on that. You know how I said Tavian doesn't think he's dead, but he is? And we're going to meet a new person who's also dead. And knows that Tavian's dead. Tavian doesn't believe. Tavian basically, until the literal end of the game, does not believe that he's dead. We're just a spirit boy. Very dark in here. Darkness is bad for running because you can't see what's under your feet. Yeah, there's a big, like, terrace pyramid there. It's fine. We fall down because we don't actually need our health or anything. We'll figure that out later. Normally you can light a bunch of torches and it helps you see, but I know where I'm going, so that's fine. Walking along those is slow, so we just jump. It's fine. You go in here. So for some reason, when you go into another room, it turns your torch off. This room's even darker than the last room, so I need to put my torch back on. Not supposed to be able to do that, I don't think, but it's fine. Don't mind the axe. I've never been hit by that. Here's a big pyramid. And this time we're actually going to meet Nyatha, because we can't skip the dog this time. No dog skip. You can already hear him snoring a little bit. There he is. Time to sleep and talk to Nyona. There she is. So one of the crystals is already done, but there's 2 more. Yep, SARS, the city, I think, or the people. I can't remember. Not important. They used magic and they did it bad. They delved too greedily and too deeply and they awakened something terrible. Blah blah. Don't. Tavian's very glib and is like, oh, I wonder if I can learn magic. And Niona's just like, hey, you idiot, don't do that. They literally collapsed their entire civilization. There's our friend. He's in the crystal. We'll come back. His name's Bit. You're supposed to run around a whole bunch of stuff. Ouch. Oh, dang. That part's very hard to get through without taking damage. We'd already taken damage earlier, but it's fine. Nope. Put me back in the other room. I always forget that, because all the rooms look the same. There we go. Jump on some pots. Into the unveiled prism. I think this one's this room. Oh no. Yeah. So we're up here. We light one of these, and it'll do a little cutscene. It's just a bunch of guys flipping and flopping their way out. Is this where we go? Yeah, it is. And we're just supposed to go through a couple of different places to get over here, but we just do that, and here we are. This is the door that will open later. The Waking Antechamber. This looks kind of scary, but if you just... Oh. Well, I've never been hit by those guys before, so usually you just slide past the axes and they'll never hit you. Oh, that guy's got a hat. Not important. Yeah, we gotta kill some of these guys because the door won't open unless they're dead. But only some of them. Then we come in here and we'll get a quick kill on this guy because it just happens. If he's standing in the right spot, you hit one of his legs, and then on the next one you'll hear like the boom, and then and it just like hits him a bunch of times in a row and does all his health at once. It's great. Very convenient. I should skip that cutscene. And then, yeah, that's the right way. Oh no. So the game just danged on me there. Alright, we gotta talk to him. Normally we would do the same thing we did before and jump across the tops of that doorway to get to the other one and light it, but I did it badly. So now I'm going to try and use Bit. I don't think that's the one I'm supposed to use Bit to get to, but... oh no, it is. Yeah. So, Bit can jump into pots of potions and then use fire powers to launch himself into the air. Very normal things. Also, his head is fire. Very normal things. I'm going to pick up 2 weapons here, even though I should only need 1, because sometimes this boss will just yeet me to death, and that will reset the boss, but it won't reset my weapon durability. Which is very rude. Anyway, here's the second boss. This is Shaldamaya, the Howling Memorial. It sure does howl. I don't know what about it is supposed to be a memorial. But it flies around and it's got these eye-looking things. Oof. Yeah, so that basically always happens on the first one. It just does 2 things of damage to you. Give me the health crystal. Game's dangling on me. So you just run around and you hit the eyes, and every time you hit an eye, the thing gets mad at you, or if the eye sees you, the thing gets mad at you and starts bouncing at you, which you can manipulate. Because when you kill the last one, it has to do 3 things before it'll settle down. And so you can like catch it mid-cycle, and it'll think that it's already done 2 of them. So that one wasn't as bad. That only did 1 damage. And not even that. So I've got a partial bit of health, so it'll fill back up. Now there's a million eyes. The terrain's breaking apart and blocking my vision. That's fine. Everything's fine. Dying on the first one, the first round of this boss, is really the only danger it poses. Can't really do anything else to us. Cutscene. We skip the cutscene, and it's still floating around, and we just run into this and disappear. And we're gonna go back and talk to the shaman again. Yeah. There's different dialogue depending on which warden you're currently using, because you kind of all use the same body. You just change appearance based on which spirit is in control. Speaking of, we're gonna go meet the 3rd warden, Madeira. She lives in the forest. The scout from before tells us we can't go in here, but he's wrong, because we're speed runners, and I know how to get over a wall. They put this convenient hole up here. What am I supposed to do? Go do the game mechanics? No, just run on top of it. And that's the last moat door that we have to skip. Run past a bunch of enemies. Plants. Normal stuff. Go to the forest paths. This part can get a little bit weird. I've seen people like position a rock in the right place and then like manage to jump the right way. There we go. I can't always manage to do that. I have a backup for it, but I didn't have to do it this time, which is great. You're not supposed to be up here. You're supposed to be... Hang on. What's happening? You're supposed to be down here, but it's fine, because now we're down here. That guy doesn't like us. It's fine. That guy doesn't like us. It's fine. They will always do the same attacks, so you jump over the first one and slide onto the next one. The second guy will sometimes come and run up at me as I go into this log. Not this time. He can't hit you while you're running in the log, but he'll just show up and like stab at you. Skip that. This is the other place that we need extra weapons for, because we gotta kill a bunch of these plants. Oh, don't fall all the way down, or you'll die. So, we cleared a bunch of the poison mist, but as we'll see in a second, not all of it. Here's Madeira. These two know each other for some reason, because I guess Nyona told them. Not important. I don't remember which button switches me to... Yeah. So, Madeira can make plants get big. Which is useful, because we need to get plants big. Love to get plants big. So there's going to be more poison mist in this next room, but we're not going to fix that because it's slow. There's poison mist blocking this, but secretly it's not a lot of it, and the loading trigger's back here, so you just slide past it. And I know what you're thinking. That'll never come back and cause problems later, will it? Well, you'd be wrong. It's explicitly going to cause me problems in just a second. I do this a little bit safely because it's very easy to just like tank a bunch of health here from this jump. It's also very hard to get that jump without having the flower there. Oh no. And then you can just fall off, of course. This bug hates us and will attack us if we're on the ground. But we stay off the ground, he doesn't fight us. Yeah, if you do it right, you can land on here without using that flower. But I find that very difficult, and it takes only like a couple of seconds to do it the other way. Now we're in the Hanging Village, and what do you know? The whole place is covered in poison. You're not even supposed to be able to get here without turning the poison off, so I don't know why it's covered in poison, but we have to run in a very specific way to not die to it, because in some places you'll die to it, and in other places you won't die to it. We're going to grow a couple of flowers, and we're going to Death Abuse. I ran kind of close to that campfire there, even though I didn't light it, so that we just respawn here. And we're through. And now we actually get a weapon, because we need to kill stuff. Not here, but like, eventually. This guy's great, he lets you jump off his head. You don't have to fight him at all. Ouch. Those flower buds on the wall, you're supposed to grow them to jump off a flower, but they also just act as physics objects, so you can just, you know, jump on top of them and use them as a platform. Which I say you can do normally. I'm going to grow this one because the game loves to throw me into the ether. It'll just throw me like way far to the left and I can't grab onto these vines. And it does that to me constantly. I've gotten it to work like once. We're supposed to do a lot of... Ooh, the death plane in this room is very, very close to the floor. So we have to be careful about how we do the jumps. Yeah, it's like immediately. It's like basically in line with the floor. So we can't do our normal, like, walk off the edge and then jump, like, within a couple of frames of that. Because we'll hit the death plane. But they left some terrain. This one's a little tricky. You're basically only stepping in places you're not meant to step, and so it's very easy to slip off or miss. I usually don't have this much trouble, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I meant to just land here, and then land on, like, any bit of that other than the one spot I keep landing. You can stand on the edge, and then you just jump over the railing and you're on. There we go. And we ignore some flowers and we're off. This way. Yeah, you can see there's still a bunch of poison down there. We never fix that. It's not important. We're here to save the nature spirit, right? Not protect the forest. And then this fight is a big pain because all of these flowers hate me. I hate you. that was actually not that bad of a fight. Sometimes they'll really, really dang me. And now we are heading up. This is the final stretch. There's a bunch of flowers up on the wall that fight you, but you actually don't have a way to, like, fight back because there's no slingshot spots around, and you don't really have a ranged attack. I have a ranged stun, but that doesn't really fix the problem. And here's the last crystal. This is Grahana, Queen of the Hive. And hopefully she gives us a good pattern. This is a good pattern. She can do other attacks, and we basically never want her to do other attacks, because they just are slow. But fortunately they give us this weapon that always phases her in 2 hits. We run away from all these big Schlorpy boys. They make Schlorpy noises and jump at you. They're very fun to look at. And then they all explode at once. And it's very funny. She rolls at us. We just dodge it. And she come out of the ball. Phase 2. And now we get like twice as many Schlorpy boys. This is one of the fights where if you're not running, it's like extremely hard not only to get away from them, but to avoid her ball. She just rolls so fast and her hitbox is so wide. But if you're running, she can basically never hit you. As long as you know what you're doing, which I pretend I do now. The second one was hidden inside of a tree, so I couldn't get it. Now I have to watch her do an attack. I hate to see attacks. Love to see this move. And that's it. That's all she's got. And she like petrifies and her whole head explodes. It's fine. She wasn't a very good queen anyway. And we come back here, and we're gonna go talk to the shaman. And the shaman's gonna say, "Oh, you did it. Now the door can be opened, and we can go save Nyona." And also, there's an earthquake, and everything's bad. And right behind that door, like every possible faction is fighting. It's fine. We just run into the loading trigger with him, and he doesn't come out this side. I don't know where he goes. We never see him again. There's a bunch of stuff fighting here, but we don't have to fight it because it'll spawn infinitely. We just gonna run past. That's not explained. I just found that out when I did it casually. And then this part sucks because I have to run up these dark caves. They don't look dark, and then all of a sudden they do look dark. And there's skeletons fighting mudmen in here. It's very dark, and there's, yeah, as you can see, my thing is just not like working correctly. And I have to do that jump off of there, and then okay. That worked. That was working as intended. That's the best I've gotten it in, like, my last 10 runs of this. And then we just, oh, then I just fall back down. Then I'm just gonna jump across all those flowers, all these buds, which usually don't give me any trouble. So I'm upset that they're giving me trouble now. They've never given me this trouble before. up to the mountain clearing. Almost to the end. Remember this guy? Same move. They always fall for that one. Get off there. Come on. There we go. Alright. More Mauritian soldiers. The Mauritian soldiers are, like, ancient and crazy. No, I don't know why the Mauritian soldiers are ancient, even though we were/are a Mauritian. That's not explained. Now I have to be bit again. Because we can just do that. You just lock onto that from way far away and skip that part. And this is the part right up here where if I do this bad, I will soft lock the game. Oh, that's not right. These guys get mad at me, but if I'm up here, they can't hit me, so it's fine. I've never died to them. I've died to other stuff here, but I haven't died to these guys. Eventually they get confused because they don't know how to look up correctly. But I need like a specific spot on the wall to behave, and then I need the top of this palisade to behave, and then I need to not fall into the area behind the palisade because there's just a little bit of space between that wall and the palisade where I can just get stuck. And I don't die back there. But I can't do anything but restart, and it'll send me all the way back to the pyramid. That was so long ago. No! This is the other spot that I can... There's not supposed to be a moat there. Alright. Well... Time to see how the game goes when I soft lock it. I hate this. Yeah, I have not practiced this, so I have to figure out how much of this has actually been auto-saved. Ouch. It's fine. We're in the spirit world again. Where's the... Where's the rest of the spirit world? Can I not get there from here? No, that sucks. Time to go back to the living world. Yeah, my head's on fire again. Let's see what is in here. Okay, this door's open. What concerns me is that I don't think I saw Madeira standing at that fire. Normally you can see the spirits of the other wardens at the fire. So I might have to do all of the Madeira stuff again. Oh no, do I have to do this fight again too? Man, this does suck. Well, I got good news, Jake. I'm going to get you back on schedule. Literally the only thing left if I hadn't soft locked there was running up and doing the final boss. And maybe one mini boss if I had fallen in a slightly different spot. I wouldn't have soft locked. I just would have had to do a fight that I didn't want to do. But that's fine. That's just a baby fight. We fight one of the Mauritian guys. He's very big, but we get a big sword on Madeira, so we can kill him pretty quick. Bit only has baby swords, because that's all we give him. Although, when I restarted, I got this sword, so I don't know. I really should have made a save somewhere else. I was not prepared for that. So I was like, oh, I just won't do the fall down in the bad place. Oh, I need some health. Please tell me that somewhere around here is health. There's sword. Sword is not health. There's health inside of here, but I can't get it because that's not how that works. That's fun. Can't kill us anymore. I guess he doesn't. Hang on. Oh, that door's open. Anyway. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Hang on. Can I turn into... Oh, I can turn into her. Okay, so I do have her. I don't have to do all that stuff, but I do have to do this part again. And killing that... Because I couldn't find my way back through the spirit world, probably because I didn't ever do the spirit world the right way the first time, it was probably faster to kill Shaldamaya again. Sometimes the torch behaves in this place, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it lights things up for you, and sometimes it literally just won't. Oh, and then I die there. I hate that. Oh, hang on. I just realized I only have 3 health bits. Cannot see anything. I'm doing some big thinking on my choices that have led me to this place. Alright, that's not gonna take any damage. That's how that's supposed to work if you do it the right way the first time. Yeah, just gotta jump off that guy's head again. Works every time. At least something in this game is consistent. Hang on. Gotta remember to grow my flower. There's a lever you're supposed to pull there, but I just don't do it. I don't even remember if I think it like extends a... this is weird. Sometimes the climbing bugs out. Very fine and normal. I think it extends like a platform or something. I can't remember if it does that or if it does something completely unrelated. Oh, incorrect. Oh man, my weapons are all over the place. That's fine. Alright, take two. Hopefully this time I don't beef it. Ouch. Come on. Those guys never hit me. Wonder if I should just... wonder if I should just skip this skip and do the fight. I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, this isn't who I want. Hang on. Okay, you're supposed to have to fight him. It's supposed to close you in there, but it just didn't for some reason. So just pretend I did the skip real good. And, oh no, it's not gonna be a... I forgot that's not a loading screen. That log's just really dark, it's not a loading screen. So we're here. This is kind of like the Spirit Realm place where we meet Nyatha, but it's different, and Nyona. Nyatha's like Blizzard or something. Anyway, Dad's here. They're all doing the same shoulder bob thing, which is very disconcerting. Another sword. And then you're like, alright, so we're here to save the dragon. Incorrect. You can actually fight either one of them and the dragon's faster. So now she's mad at us. She's gonna spit a bunch of fireballs at us. Or she's supposed to. She's not. Oh, there's some. Anyway, we break some crystals, and then he uses his sword to zap her out of the sky. Extremely normal stuff. You hear the satisfying bloop noises from hitting her a million times at once. Perfectly fine and normal. Ouch. I'm going around and cutting the grass down because there's health in the grass, and it's very easy to take damage in this, and I don't want to die because I have to start the fight over. So I'd rather know where the health is before I need it. It's just like a lot of annoying attacks. Like right now, wherever I stand, vines spawn, and as soon as they spawn in, they... Whoop. As soon as they spawn in, they deal damage to you, and also the plants help me do the damage on that one, which is fine. Love to have the plants help me instead of the person they're fighting for. Much easier that way. Ouch. Please stop. Crystals. Where are you at, crystals? And then I'll hit the timer when I hit my last, I do my last attack on Nyona. There's the crystals. Thank you, plant. Alright, that's the last one. Oh no, there's bombs! Oh, I hate this. Wait, where's the last crystal? What? What's happening? Oh, it's inside the fucking... I hate this. Oh no, she's gonna zap me with lightning! I hate this. Please don't zap. Alright. And that's time. bring you all back into this world. This is how you repay me? Our dad got a lot older. There's probably a time skip in here somewhere, but I didn't know about it, and I played this game casually. And then we just turn into wisps of light that shoot off into the sky. Extremely normal stuff. And then there's credits. I didn't push any buttons, but the credits went away. That wasn't me. Anyway, take it away whenever you're ready, Jake. And thanks for having me 3 times here at this here Remython Kiwami.
Nick and Matt are taking on one another to see who will have the most runs ever at the Remython extended universe of speedruns. But yeah, thank you. I continue to be the only one with a run that's gone over estimate, I think. The first run. It's all been great since then. Alright, well,